Derek Lawson pulled into the driveway of his sister's home in Willow Creek Estates, a gated community in Orlando, Florida, on the evening of June 15, 2023. Derek, age 42, was a seasoned FBI special agent with 18 years of service, renowned within the Bureau for his undercover work targeting organized crime and public corruption. His operations had led to convictions of high-profile figures, including syndicate leaders and corrupt officials, earning him a reputation as the agency's most effective asset in sensitive cases. His identity was closely guarded due to ongoing threats from past investigations, making him a figure known only to select colleagues and superiors. That evening, at approximately 7:30 p.m., Derek parked his unmarked black sedan, a vehicle he used for both personal and professional purposes, in his sister Alicia's driveway. He had driven from a secure residence in Virginia to visit family, a routine trip he made several times a year. As he unloaded groceries from the trunk, two men approached, dressed in uniforms resembling those of law enforcement. Their badges read HOA Security Enforcement, and they carried radios and handcuffs. The men, later identified as Ronald Hayes, 54, and Victor Klein, 52, claimed to represent the Willow Creek Estates Homeowners Association. Hayes, the taller of the two, informed Derek that his vehicle violated a community rule by extending 2 inches onto the sidewalk, an infraction they deemed serious enough to warrant immediate action. Derek listened as Hayes demanded identification and compliance, while Klein stood nearby, hand resting on his handcuffs. Derek, trained to assess situations quickly, noted irregularities in their attire. The badges use a non-standard font, and their radios appear to be consumer-grade models, unlike those issued to legitimate security personnel. He requested official documentation of their authority and the specific regulation he had allegedly violated. Hayes produced a laminated card with the HOA's logo, but it lacked official seals or contact details. Klein, growing impatient, insisted Derek turn around for handcuffing, citing non-compliance with community standards as ground for arrest. Maintaining his composure, Derek verbally identified himself as a federal agent and advised the men to reconsider their actions. Hayes scoffed, stating they had heard similar claims before from residents attempting to evade penalties. Klein moved to restrain Derek, reaching for his wrist. Drawing on his FBI training, Derek executed a controlled defensive maneuver, disarming Klein of his handcuffs without physical harm. He then secured both men using their own restraints, ensuring they posed no further threat. Using his encrypted phone, Derek contacted the FBI's Orlando field office, requesting immediate backup. He also alerted the local police department through a direct line to report an attempted impersonation. Within 12 minutes, Orlando police arrived, followed by an FBI response team. At 8:15 p.m. Officers took Hayes and Klein into custody, while FBI agents interviewed Derek on site. Alicia, a schoolteacher, watched from her porch, unaware of the men's fraudulent activities until that moment. Initial police reports confirmed that Hayes and Klein had no affiliation with the Willow Creek HOA or any legitimate security entity. Instead, they were part of a scheme targeting minority residents across multiple Florida communities, extorting fines and intimidating individuals with threats of detention or property seizure. The investigation quickly escalated. Derek's field office supervisor, agent in charge Laura Bennett, assigned a team to probe the men's activities. By June 16, 2023, agents uncovered evidence that Hayes and Klein operated within a larger network that forged credentials and impersonated officials to enforce fake regulations. Their tactics focus on communities with diverse populations, exploiting fear to extract payments ranging from $100 to $1,000 per incident. Financial records later showed they had collected approximately $75,000 from residents over 2 years, often targeting Black and Hispanic homeowners. On June 20, 2023, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Middle District of Florida filed charges against Hayes and Klein, including impersonation of law enforcement under 18 U.S.C. Section 912, civil rights violations under 18 U.S.C. Section 242, and wire fraud. Derek provided a detailed statement to prosecutors, outlining the encounter and his observations of the men's fraudulent behavior. His testimony emphasized the discrepancies in their uniforms and the lack of legitimate authority, drawing on his experience in spotting impersonations during undercover operations. The trial began in October 2023 in federal court. Derek testified as a primary witness, recounting the incident with precision. He described how his training in behavioral analysis allowed him to detect the men's lack of professionalism, such as their failure to follow standard detainment protocols. Court documents noted that body camera footage from a nearby police unit, which responded to the scene, corroborated Derek's account. The footage showed Hayes attempting to assert authority, while Klein fumbled with the handcuffs, both unaware of Derek's credentials. The judge, Honorable Patricia Torres, convicted Hayes and Klein on all counts on November 10, 2023. Each received a 5-year sentence in federal prison, with orders to pay restitution to identified victims. The court also issued an injunction against their network, freezing assets linked to the scheme. Derek's testimony proved instrumental, with prosecutors citing his credibility as a seasoned agent. Derek's career provided context for his swift response. Born in Atlanta in 1981, he grew up in a middle-class family, with his mother a nurse and his father a postal worker. He excelled academically, earning a scholarship to Howard University, where he graduated in 2003 with a degree in criminal justice. Joining the FBI in 2005, Derek trained at Quantico, specializing in undercover operations. His first major case in 2008 involved infiltrating a New York-based money laundering ring, resulting in 20 arrests and the seizure of $12 million in illicit funds. In 2013, Derek led a high-profile investigation in Chicago, posing as a contractor to expose a bribery scheme involving city officials. The operation, spanning 9 months, led to the indictment of a councilman and 6 associates, earning Derek the FBI Director's Award for Excellence in 2014. Subsequent assignments included counterterrorism and corporate fraud cases, with his identity protected due to repeated threats from targeted organizations. By 2023, Derek had worked on over 50 major cases, with a conviction rate exceeding 90%. The Orlando incident occurred during a rare personal visit. Derek maintained a low-profile life, residing in a secure Virginia home with restricted access. His sister Alicia, 38, lived in Willow Creek with her husband, a software engineer, and their 2 children. Derek's visits were coordinated to avoid drawing attention, given his sensitive role. Following the arrests, the FBI expanded its investigation. By August 2023, agents identified similar schemes in Georgia, Texas, and South Carolina, involving a loose network of imposters sharing tactics via encrypted messaging apps. Derek consulted on the multi-state probe, analyzing data from seized devices. In January 2024, coordinated raids in Atlanta led to 8 additional arrests, with evidence linking the suspects to Hayes and Klein through bank transfers and shared documents. The Willow Creek HOA issued a public apology on June 18, 2023, clarifying that no legitimate security team operated under their authority. They implemented new verification protocols, including badge scanning apps for residents to confirm credentials. Alicia spearheaded a neighborhood watch program, training residents to recognize fraudulent enforcement attempts. Derek provided guidance during a community meeting in July 2023, speaking via a secure video link to protect his identity. Media coverage began with a local Orlando Sentinel article on June 17, 2023, based on police reports. The story gained traction, appearing on national outlets like NPR by June 25. Reporters highlighted the racial dynamics, noting the scheme's focus on minority residents. Derek declined interviews, but the FBI issued a statement praising his professionalism. Community leaders, including the Florida ACLU, used the case to advocate for stronger protections against racial profiling. In December 2023, the Department of Justice commended Derek for exposing the network, presenting him with a certificate of merit. His supervisor noted in an internal memo that his actions prevented potential harm and uncovered systemic issues in community enforcement practices. Derek resumed undercover work in early 2024, targeting a corporate espionage case. He maintained contact with his family, ensuring their safety through bureau protocols. Alicia's neighborhood watch grew, hosting monthly seminars attended by over 100 residents. The HOA's new policies reduced complaints by 40% within a year. Legal journals analyzed the case. A 2024 article in the American Criminal Law Review cited it as a benchmark for addressing impersonation crimes, emphasizing Derek's role in detection. The case influenced Florida's legislature, which passed HB 431 in April 2024, mandating licensing for private security and HOA enforcement personnel. Derek testified before a state committee in March 2024, providing anonymized insights from his experience. Derek's personal life remained stable. He married Jenna Carter, a fellow FBI agent, in July 2024 in a private Virginia ceremony. They coordinated schedules to balance fieldwork, with Jenna specializing in cybercrime. The couple planned to start a family, discussing security measures given their careers. The broader impact included policy shifts. The FBI updated training modules in September 2024, incorporating the Orlando incident to teach agents about personal encounters with fraud. Derek authored a section on recognizing impersonation tactics, distributed to field offices nationwide. Victims of the scheme received restitution by March 2024, totaling $80,000 across affected communities. Derek oversaw the distribution process, ensuring transparency. The network's collapse disrupted similar operations, with federal authorities monitoring related activities through 2025. Community trust in Willow Creek improved. The HOA funded a community center upgrade, naming a room after Alicia for her advocacy. Derek attended the dedication via video, emphasizing collective vigilance. By September 2025, Derek held a supervisory role in the FBI's Public Corruption Unit, mentoring new agents. His career accolades included the Attorney General's Award in June 2025 for civil rights enforcement. The Orlando case remained a reference point in his training sessions, illustrating real-world applications of protocol. The incident reshaped perceptions of authority in affected communities. Advocacy groups expanded outreach, with Derek consulting on NAACP campaigns to educate residents on their rights. The case's legacy included stronger laws, empowered communities, and a reaffirmed commitment to justice. To provide further context, Derek's childhood in Atlanta involved community engagement. He volunteered at a local youth center, shaping his interest in justice. His mother, a nurse, instilled values of service, while his father's postal routes exposed him to diverse neighborhoods.